I want to talk about that. So, when you're doing bookings, what's better, free or 60% off?
Free.
Okay. When you run into somebody and you're thinking about, you talk about having a show, what's the first thing we do? Oh my gosh, the bonus next month is awesome! You can get like this thing at 60% off. Okay? Free is better than 60% off, but we all end up booking to the bonus. And that's kind of a mistake because then people don't book when you want them to book. They start shopping the bonuses. Okay, bonus is a bonus. So yes, and I love how you said we're going to talk about that later. But she really focused on the free stuff. Anything you want, so that's a really important one. And what I would add to when you talked about the booking benefit, this is so okay. So when we get into host coaching, I say to Linda, when we do your party, probably somebody's going to want to book a party like in June, and there's bonuses for you. And by the way, who can tell me right now what is the host bonus for June? Host bonus for June.
60% off anything.
60% off two things. What does the past host get?
60% off one. 60% off one thing.
60% off. Read the fine print. Read the fine print. You guys got to read the fine print on these things. Again, new people, you read everything.
If the host doesn't earn that 60%
If she hits
off,
650, the host gets 2 at 60% off. The past host gets 2 at 60% off. They've never done that.
if she doesn't, the
If she
past host
doesn't,
only gets
they both get from the on-the-go collection stuff, the totes and all that. So that's a pretty big deal. Okay, that is it. So I say to Linda, hey, somebody's probably going to book a June show. If you could pick any two things out of the catalog at 60% off that we're not going to get at your party, what's something that you might want to get? The grill pan. How about the dinner set? The grill pan, grill press, tongs, seasoning thing. Okay, because I think we can get that for you for like $87 or something. Okay, that's something that okay. Because I want to know that so that when I'm doing this thing, the booking benefit. Guess what? I talked to Linda, and you already have an $87 order for your party, and we haven't even picked out your date yet. Because Linda gets to come to your party because you booked it off of her. Everybody's always like, does my host get something if I book a party? I want you to book a party because you want a ton of free stuff. That's why I want you to book a party. But what's really cool is the company wants to spoil Linda a little bit because I wouldn't have met Kelly. I wouldn't have met you to book your party in June if Linda wouldn't have had a party. So the company's going to let her come to your party and get anything she wants at 60% off at your party. So you already have an order and we haven't even booked your date yet. So we're all consultants, so it doesn't really work. But do you see what she's doing? So if you pick out that person in the room that you're just like connecting, she's looking at you and she's smiling and nodding. Do you ever do that where you're like, she's so booking a party? You're like looking at her and she's doing this. So I'm going to pick her out and say, Kelly, when we do your party in June, I can almost 80% of the time end up with a booking from that person when I pick her out and say, Kelly, when we do your party in June, Linda gets to come. She already told me she would love to get that grill pan set. We can get it at your party. You already have an order. We haven't even picked your date yet. Okay? So, and then she's like, are we going to do a party afterward, Okay, so I want to go back to introduction a little bit. So we thanked our host. One thing I always ask my host is, Teresa, was it easy to do this party?
Oh yeah.
Okay. One time in 21 years and 2,250 shows, did a host ever say, oh my gosh, no. I literally went, what? The funny thing is she was having it at my house. I'm like, what? You didn't have to do anything, And then everybody started laughing and it kind of broke the ice and it did give me a chance to talk about it. But I always get her, oh my gosh, it was so easy. Because what are the reasons people don't book parties?
Too much work.
Too much work. Okay, I clean the house. What else? Too much work. What does that mean? What is too much work? What's in their head?
That they have to do it.
Fix food. They have to do everything. What else?
The shopping.
The shopping. They got to invite all the people and chase them down and all of that and get their that kind of stuff. So your job in the booking process, again, this is a booking thing I'm doing in the very beginning. Teresa, how easy was it to have this party? Now, did I say? I gave her the answer. How easy was it to have this party? I didn't say, was it easy? Because how can you answer that? Yes or no? How easy was it to have this party? Yes, okay, it doesn't work, okay? How easy was it to have this party? Oh my gosh, it was so easy. So again, I want you to be thinking about words. How do I say things? Today's all about that. How did I say it? Did I say a yes or no question? Did I give her the answer? You know, kind of thing. So, how easy was she says, oh my gosh, it was so easy. We're going to get into host coaching. How many people already send the invitations for their hosts? You mailed them for her. Hey, we'll talk about that. It's an option. You can do your business any way you want. Okay.
Teresa, I have a
yes.
question for you. So sometimes at the beginning of the month, my month is not full, and so I'm trying to book the same month. I'm not trying to let them out into the next month. And so at checkout, when I'm trying to get this show scheduled, they're like, well, I'm not really into those bowls because I've talked about the bowls, and I may not have even mentioned the June special, but I've said something like, every month there's a special for our host, she'll get to come.
And they say,
order
what about
everything.
next
Well,
month?
what's the special next month? And I'm like, oh, well, what's on your wish list? What's, you know, like trying to book them now.
Right.
I don't want to let them to next month, but it's not always real easy to do that.
Okay. Okay, so she's like, it's the booking in close thing. Okay.
I want to book them for May, they don't want a bowl. They don't want the batter bowls, they're not excited about pink lids.
What else is on your
Sandwich
list? Okay.
So I've been trying to just bring them back to, well,
What is on your list?
Yeah, and then trying to just, we'll do that free with free product. But
Right.
sometimes, you know, they get really focused in on what's the monthly special.
Right, and that's why you gotta be careful. You don't want them focused in, because if that's the shopping for the month thing, okay? I'm not an advocate of saying you have to spend money to get bookings at parties. I don't think you do, but the goal is that you get booked up so that where are we? It's the end of May. So hopefully you're booked in the beginning of June right now. And you're going to book some more at the end of June, and you're going to start booking the beginning of July, because then in the beginning of June, or toward the middle of June, now you're booking the end of July, and you have to break the cycle. So if right now you have nothing, you're going to kind of have to get through it. You guys that are new, you're going to want to book throughout June and start the beginning of July now, so that you can start in a good cycle. Because once you get in that, everything's at the end of the month cycle, right? All my shows are at the end of the month, then you're at the end of the month, it's impossible to book the beginning of the month unless you do a bonus, okay? To break. So what you have to do at some point is go ahead today and start booking throughout your June, and go ahead and start booking the beginning of July so you can break that thing that you're in. So then at the beginning of July, you're booking the beginning of August, but in the middle of June, you're still booking the end of July. Does that make sense? Okay? Because once you get in a pattern, it's really hard to get out of the pattern. If you're in that pattern and you're trying to book in so the goal is that you do enough shows that you're always getting enough shows. If you're not doing enough shows, you're not going to keep your calendar full, because you might do a show where you get one booking, then you might do a show where you didn't get any. Then you might do a show where you get 3, but one's going to be in September, okay? So once you can kind of get into the right pattern, then you're not going to have that problem. So what do we do in the meantime? We put a Band-Aid on it, okay? Tourniquet if it's really like gushing, but Band-Aid is where we're probably at. And a Band-Aid could be a price of the day, which doesn't work at the end of the month. You guys know price of the day. You can pick any item that's $25 or under for the price of the day you do your party. So if it's the middle of June and you really want to start booking your beginning of July and the 4th is in there, and I hate it when the 4th of July falls like Wednesday, Thursday, because you're kind of screwed on both ends, because you don't know when people are doing their 4th of July thing. But if you want to book the beginning, then you say, so she says, well, I'll do July 8th, and so she gets the brownie pan for $8. Okay, we can do the logistics of that. If it comes out of your pocket, it ends up costing you like $5. I need a calculator and a flip chart, but we can do that. I need at least a calculator because I can't do it in my head.
Do you want to show them now? I'll bring over the
well, I need a calculator more than anything else,
Well,
because I can't do it without a calculator.
Okay,
So, oh, here we go, here's one right here. Okay, so, the other thing you can do is, what she just said was, well, what is on your wish list? I mean, if you could just pretend the bonus next month was anything you wanted, which it is, what would you want? And she said, I really want that deep covered baker. Well, have you ever done the math? What's the difference between a 50% off item and a 60% off item? Because half the time that when they're giving away bunches of 60% off and 50% off, I don't even have hostesses spending they're not even getting big things with their 50% off things. They're getting little things, a cookbook, because they don't want to spend the money, because free is better, right? Okay, so she says, well, you know what? Tell you what, I've got May this and May that. What if I told you could, instead of getting your baker at 50% off, I'll make up the difference and give it to you for 60% off. Well, what is that, $8? Really, I mean, I think it's like $8. You're gonna, the difference between 50% off and 60% off on a,
$80.
and an $85, again, I can't do math. Okay. Huh? It's $8.50, okay, is the difference that you're gonna be paying. So if you really want the booking, how much is a booking worth? Is it worth $8.50 to fill the date at the end of May so I can break that cycle? So any month that they want something, now, if it's cookware, you're talking about a little bit more money, and then I put a qualifier on it. Well, tell you what, if your show's over 800, I'll go ahead and make up the, you can put a qualifier on it if you want to, Or she says, well, I really want both sets of cookware. Well, what else is on your list? So you can do things like that to fill a date that you really want, Or you can just do the free thing. Anybody do the booking necklaces? You know about those?
Yeah.
Okay, I have people with.
Eric did them too.
Yeah, I've done.
Yeah, and it's great on a month when you're looking at your calendar going, I really got to get a couple of bookings tonight, I'm bringing the necklaces. Okay, you don't have to do them every single time. You can say, hey, guess what, it's bonus night, tonight I'm doing an extra special, bonus for you, whatever. You don't have to do the booking necklace. I have a gal that does, and for those that don't know, you put product pictures on a ribbon, and people come in, you put it around their neck, and it's a big, people are talking, oh, what do you got? And they're looking at, the necklaces, and then you don't say a word about it until the very end. Oh, by the way, you wondered what those things around your neck are? Yeah. Tell you what, when you do a show, I've got these magic open dates or whatever, and if you want to pick one of these dates, you can pick the thing that's on your necklace for free at your party. And it can be a $10 thing, a $15 thing, something like that. She does them all the time, and when she has a big group of people, she uses her $8 necklaces. They have red ribbons. When the gal says, oh, I've only got like 7 people coming, she brings out the $15 necklaces, and because she wants to make sure she gets bookings at every party. If you're getting bookings at every party, you will not be on the phone looking for bookings. Then you get to be on the phone doing the fun stuff. Everybody know what that is? I think it's so fun, and if you guys don't do it, it's an attitude thing. So somebody help me remember to come back to when is it fun to be on the phone? Help remember to do that. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to go through the folder for my introduction thing. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I knew that would happen. Because if you've been to my trainings before, this is sort of just who I am. I have a lot to share, but it doesn't always come out in the order in which it should. Okay, so.
We're used to that.
Booking cash. Give them to your host and get them to give you.
Well, I'm going to let you explain this since this is not something I do. So
I don't do that, but it was on one of our director calls.
Okay.
In December, and I'm just
Oh,
gonna.
yes, it was. Okay.
By the way, Teresa, that's Daika on the phone.
Oh, you're on the phone.
Oh, hi, Taika.
She's still there.
If I didn't hang up on her.
Daika, are you still there?
I'm still there. I have my headphones on.
Okay.
Hello,
Hi, nice to hear you.
Okay. So I'm just gonna pass around. Some of you guys on my team have seen this. Some of you might not have. If you would hand that to my table.
Give me a back.
So you're actually giving these as coupons. They're in half. And so when you're host, you're putting them in your hostess pack. And when you're host, you're saying, hey, you're wanting to do a party, but I want to make sure that you can get the next couple months worth of specials at a 60% discount. So when you help me get bookings on the calendar, I'm going to give you $10 in free product for the first one. I'm going to give you 20 for the second one. I'm going to give you 30 as the third one. And if somebody's there that signs up that night, I'm going to give you an extra $50 in free products. Most of your hosts are doing a show for the products and the socialization with their friends. Reward them with more if your calendar's looking a little slim. Okay, and this came about, I think, the last time. If it was the perfect world and the tree outside had bookings hanging on it, and I said they're $10 a piece, how many of you guys would run out to the tree and get a couple of them? You're all kind of, oh, she's over. I'll buy 6. Yeah. Okay, started. So there's nothing wrong with you kind of doing the same thing. So I don't want you to think, oh, well, I'm not going to give them away. But on the flip side of it, if you have nothing on your calendar, you're still going to be making money because you're encouraging the host to get you future business. So it's an investment to begin with, but you're not paying full price of $10 because you're gonna be using her 20% or 30% or whatever her host benefits are, so it's actually gonna be less than that.